I haven't gotten any. Yeah, so what I was doing is I'm kind of taking in a lot of base stuff. I have to set this model up under my mic. Wait 1 minute. This isn't working. Mic check. Sounds loud. I'm gonna turn that down. There we go. Is that better? So what I was doing is I was having this dump into there, but I forgot that it was set to grind, so I dropped it in my main line. So now I separated the two. So now I got water and brine and salt that kind of appears here and there. Yeah. So now I'm fixing it. Oh, it's not going to be that hard. I'll show you. The reason is because even if I break these tiles, which I have to break this one on this last one, because they're not going to be able to reach the stuff down in here if I don't break that one. It's not going to interact with the oxygen at all. Because the oxygen, I have a lot of oxygen. Now, if I were to break this tile right here to try and get in there, this would probably fill up this whole area with oxygen and force its way into here. Which wouldn't be too big of a deal because the only thing I'm using the oxygen or the hydrogen for is my liquid hydrogen. I like deconstructing. I don't want, if I get oxygen in here, that's going to be trouble. So it's actually really bad that those are there. That's going to be a pain in the butt. Yeah, this visco fluid is awesome. Yeah, the problem with doing it with doors is that it could it transfers heat, which I mean, technically I'm in space, it's not that big of a deal, but this is easier because I just put a drop of visco fluid here, and that holds just fine when it comes to containing it, you know. The only thing that makes it hard is the having to break requiring the walls. I have one where it's built up and down, but it's what you call it. It works well. One of mine like broke somehow. I don't even remember how, but I like it like this. Actually, this is working really well for me. Kind of surprised it's not dumping the wrong liquid in here. I kind of expected it. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. I mean, you're gonna have to cool it one way or another, because you're either gonna have to cool the outflow or cool the door. Guess that's a requirement no matter what. Let's not throw those out. Yeah, it happens. You know, mistakes can be made. No brine in here, thank goodness. That way they just do the brine. Or I don't like how close I got. Because if there's a vacuum here, I feel like the oxygen's gonna want to be coming up here too. Because when I made it, it forced oxygen in here, and because I kind of did this backwards, it forced the oxygen up here and the hydrogen down here, but I didn't want it like that. So I think I should have moved all my air tiles to the right. Of course, close them off here. Have this an air tile. This would have been an air tile. There would have been an air tile here. I don't know. I did, but I had to take a little bit of hydrogen, put it in there, get it to work correctly. That's how I primed it. I don't remember if I emptied out one of these pipes, the hydrogen in it. I think I did that. I think I took a pipe, emptied it out, and then threw the hydrogen there, and then it just flashed right away. Emptying out empty pipes. Power. got wet. The power bank. Oh, what a mess. How did this get? I don't think I should have ice cold. I don't know how I got water here. Yeah, I don't usually use these bomb setups. I usually use just standard Rodriguez. So I'm not. Well, I mean, the Rodriguez would have the same issue. Yeah, I think what happened is this is his table, his Gizmo's table, and I think he ate one of his batteries. He brought it from down here, ate it. And there was a little bit of water there somehow. I don't know how the water got there. Yeah, it's all over down here. I don't have any fiber. I've been building insulation pipe. So all this is made out of insulite. And the reason it's out of insulite is because not only do I have salt and brine going through here, but this is my main pickup line for my rockets. And I have rockets that have molten tungsten too, and I was too close for comfort because I have my rockets here, and then I have my steam here, which is like it's a headache. But this is where I built it initially, and I just kept it there because this was all full of magma when I first started. So I made this to get some power, and then put my rocket here because there wasn't enough room to put it. And I actually planned to have it here because I wanted my oxygen stuff. So I'm producing here because I'm trying to suck out all the water from my petroleum generators and throw it into here. That's why my grub is here to make it go faster. This thing gets filled up. And then I have it, stay warm. I took a lot of my heat producing stuff out because I've noticed that when I make thermium in here, this thing drops 40-degree thermium, Yeah, this is a custom map. This is a mini base. So I only have 2 asteroids to be able to live on. And they're connected by the thing, but they're connected by the transporter. But on this asteroid, I actually landed rocket here, turned it into a battery bank, which is not needed because I actually want to use this petroleum generator. So I'm siphoning some of the petroleum whenever I'm full. I siphon it into this buffer tank, and that's been more than sufficient. That combined with these, and I used to have this connected to the power grid, but then all my stuff inside would start breaking wires. Yeah, this is a custom map. This is the entire map, and I'm kind of thinking about trying to break through here. Seeing if these suckers would break through this right here. 'Cause I heard that. Yeah. Yeah, this is my oil builder. So this spawned right on the floor. So I gave it enough space to pull up some lava. Then I connected it with temp shift plates and diamond wall. I did have it a little bit longer, but I don't remember exactly why I didn't. I think what happened was the lava would touch this right here, and it would turn into igneous rock. Not the full tile, just the actual individual packs of igneous rock, and that meant that this thing erupts every 50 cycles or so. And so that means this little block of diamond would have to maintain a ton of heat in order to, it just wasn't. Was stuck without petroleum for a long time. Eventually because I have one buffer tank here for this map, and then I have 4 buffer tanks here on this map. It would run out and I'd be without power for like 10 cycles. I hated that, so I don't have a way to drip it. I mean, I could like try to like juke the system and suck it into a buffer tank and drop it, but this has been working fine. I still get most of the igneous rock because right before I'll go in and if I catch it, I'll go in and mine this up, drop it onto here, so it still kind of transfers some of the heat, but then eventually it'll go, and then this just refills with lava. It works okay. I mean, definitely there's better ways to do it. This has been a lot less headache. I don't even really need this, because I could just build my aqua tuner in here, crank it to 600 or 700 degrees, because the thermium aqua tuners, they don't overheat till 1,000. So I could just fill this with lead, crank it up to like 700, and that would suffice because I'm only using 6,000 grams per second. This is kind of funny because what I did was I wanted to capture I used to just let this drip, but I wanted to capture the natural gas, and so I put this box around it in order to be able to get, obviously I'd have to pump out the oil because it's full of oil, so I connected it all together here. It's all dumping into here, into the main oil. I have this pumping for the actual thing. I like how this works, actually. Then I have a cooling thing because I don't want my to flash. Plus, I also am trying to not have this come out at 150 degrees Celsius because it's going to cause problems. It has to go through my base, and I want it to so this is working fine. It's all coming out 7 degrees at the end of the day, or 15. It's not overheating my base. No, that's upside down droid. I've never heard of that. I'm not really sure why that's so low. That's weird. Packet got shot. I'm actually gotten to the point where I've run out of pretty much all my ore, so I'm using thermium as everything. Yeah, this this issue is that it's on the floor. This is all neutronium, so I can't actually build anything underneath it. Because that's what I wanted to do was create a basin and then drop it obviously into a room, a steam room to um well, not drop it into a steam room, drop it into here, and then, you know, have it transferred into there, then use the heat from it. It would have worked a lot better, but this is kind of what I had to deal with this being on the floor, or making a way for um, to be able to pump it out, which is I'm trying to do this run without like YouTube searches. Drop magma in here, or lead. I think diamond works better. I would only do the lead if I were using a thermium bomb equipment. Oh, it's a volcano. See. Kind of close. Since to a gas at 1749 degrees. Oh, 1726. That's close. Yeah, I wanted to solidify though. Um, the reason I wanted to solidify, this is why this whole contraption is here. So I mine it out, and I grab it out of here and throw it into this chamber to cool it. And then I have an infinite source of igneous rock. That's why that's why I'm doing it this way, because I don't want it to maintain heat. The only reason I'm keeping it like this is because of the fact that maintains heat for long enough for it to erupt. But in between time, like this used to be a full row here. This comes all the way up to the top here. Somehow it doesn't interact with this auto sweeper rate. But it'll come all the way up here, fill up this whole area, and all this will be magnet. And then when it dries, it drops the igneous rock packets, so I can grab it with sweepers to throw it in here. So I have igneous rock because I'm using it not just for like pipes and stuff, but I'm actually feeding my stone hatches. So I want to make sure I have plenty, and you can see it's like I only have 17 tons, so I'm not getting that much enough to keep these guys alive. This is enough. I mean, between the stone hatches, which this is like a backup, not really my primary source. I got pips for continued dirt. No, when did I do that? When did that happen? I'm really butthurt. Let's see. Anyways, I got my pips in here to produce dirt. This is all free. Like, there's literally minimal dupe intervention just to do the branches to get the wood. I don't even need the wood, so I can turn that off even. And then I got the kill chamber in here. This is all automatic. So they get murdered in here. I have ones in here. The only thing they do is drop an egg. No, they don't even drop the egg. This. All my pip eggs go in here. So this fella, all they have to do is groom the pips, do the trees, then grab the pip from here, throw it in here whenever one here. Alright, this is what I've noticed, like, they just get stuck here after you put something on. Because this map is actually pretty glitchy. Because I had to, like, roll back my version history. Oh, I could make it even smaller. The only reason it's so big is because I wanted my incubators in here. If I throw an incubator out here, you know, move my thing over here somewhere like this. Like this, throw it in like this. I can put it here, I guess. Put my incubator in there. Because I'm pretty sure this is the tile that you need access to. And that's the tile you need access to. So if I put an incubator here, any eggs that are produced here, will throw it in here. Or I could even do like a chain to have it set up here. A chain, like I don't know if you've ever done that, where you put when door opens. This door automatically closes when a pip is hatched. So, and then it stays closed until the pip dies. Watch this tick, and then it opens right when it dies. Turns to meat, and then the pip, the dupes came in here to grab it because it's idle, but everything is automatic. They don't actually need to come in and grab this stuff. Yeah, critter sensors right here, and I have it send green signal if below 1. So at 0, it'll go. You saw someone jumped in there real quick and it closed. I was like overcomplicating it. I was overcomplicating it. I was like, if I have this many on this outside, then open the door to drop the eggs or whatever. And then I just thought, like, I was like, what if I just turn this on to see if it just closes when a pip is hatched? Because this is a room technically. Like, it's just a room size, one tile room. And this differentiates between eggs and critters. So I don't count the eggs, 'cause who cares? Yeah, simple. I was kind of proud of that design. Are we clear here? Get back to fixing this. Why is that made out of granite? Strange. I thought I changed all my igneous rock to types of igneous. Yeah, it is perfect. I'm really proud of this because it's so simple, you know, but it's so effective. And this is for like if an egg appears or if I grab an egg from here, you know, and I don't want it, I want it to be murdered. I'm just gonna throw it right in here, and then from here, actually, I'm not sure why. Yeah, I did have it set up so that it would drop the eggs out of here and into there, but it's not a big deal because they just end up starving to death. So it's not like there's gonna be a million pips in there. This is like, I haven't touched this chamber or killed anything in this chamber for such a long time, and I have freaking yeah, that's been bugging me because like this was getting super hot and it would melt. Even though it was obsidian, it would still melt my ladders and stuff. So I built it with temp shift plates to retain some of the steam in the wall here so that the steam can be cooled by my wall. And then this just keeps the wall cool. And I even cooled this down to negative 100. I don't know why I did negative 100, a flex, I guess. But yeah, this was irritating me. This melting stuff. Because the hydrogen rocket, man, I get that sucker gets hot. Am I empty? I'm almost empty. Yeah, this is exactly how, because these were both connected down here, and then someone threw a brine bottle. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be. Oh my gosh, I was like, am I about to do it again? Like, I'm just gonna quit. All right, let's fix this. This one I'm gonna have to be very careful because I don't want my chlorine getting out of here. I'm gonna slow it down because my dupes have nothing to do. And I'm not really waiting for anything in particular. Like if I only really go fast as if I'm waiting for something. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's my dupes, they're super dupes, man. Like look at these suckers. This guy's athletics is at 29. Construction is 17. His excavation is only so low is because there's not a whole lot to excavate, you know. This was all there was to excavate. This whole area was empty. This whole area was empty. And this whole area I had it excavated in like 150 cycles. Except for this part, like where you see this, I actually it was buttoned up against some lava, magma. But this whole area was full of, you know, 1700 degree magma that eventually cooled and hardened. But over here I set up a steam turbine with access to like just a small steam chamber. No, I don't need fiber seeds. I got the thimbleweed seeds. I have it right here. These are constantly producing fiber, and then these are constantly producing fiber. So I'm actually making a lot of fiber because if you look, this entire pipe section is made out of insulite, and each insulite costs 100 kilograms of fiber of insulite is made for every 5. So every single one of these pipes cost 20 fiber. So that's why I ramped up my fiber production. You know, I got my thimble reed with the bathroom set up here, which is pretty standard. And then this is set up to steal this specifically because I wanted more fiber. And then yeah, and then this. So yeah, I got a lot of thimbleweeds, and this kind of comes and goes and function. But as long as this is empty, I do have carpet flooring in my rooms, and that's it. But my morale is pretty decent. Some places have better. This guy's by himself, and look at his. So I'm pretty content with the carpet. The problem with carpet is that it reduces your run speed by 25%. But I do plan. I'm actually gonna put I'm maybe wood tile, because I have 300 tons of wood. And I don't really, I would put down metal tile, but I don't want it to be that. Oh no, where did you come from? More? You know what? Where did you come from? Where did you go? I just don't want to risk Gizmo throwing another battery in water. Nope, don't kill him. What else are you trying to murder? Better be just a Pacu. gym. Okay, dude. Just die. I think that should be enough. I hope. Oh boy, it's still wild. Now I guess some more surf and turf. Hey. Yeah, I'm not really happy with my kitchen. I want to redo my kitchen. But I want a 4-tile high kitchen, so I might put it here. Maybe up here. I have my spice grinder up here. Then I have space for it here. That reminds me, the whole talk about decor. I want to change all these to gold. It's gonna take a lot. I don't have a whole lot of gold. Only 42. Yeah, and then now look at that. Plus 12 to morale. That's insane, right? Oh, I actually. Okay. No more battery mishaps. I'm gonna have this little thimbleweed here too. This one's been more consistent actually, because it's not. I mean, these get heated up from all of the igneous, or the water will heat them up. This is coming out at 100 plus degrees, and I try to cool it off with my cooling loop here, but it's kind of difficult to do that because they have the pipes, you know. This is working adequately. This is how I've been dealing with the excess water. 200. There used to be 400 kilograms in here. And I used to just like open up a spot here and just let it like vent out into space. But then once I built this machine, then my water kind of fluctuated too low and I wasn't happy with that. So I started just reclaiming the water this way. Have the steam turbine just pump it straight into here and then delete it, and then I'll move the water. I heard that if you shoot at it with Radbolt generator, it'll destroy it. But I've never tried it. So I was thinking about trying it. I mean, I could just send this guy up here and see, because it would take out one of these, you know? But I kind of need my diamond. Like maybe I could throw in you know, move this over here and then make one of these guys throw straight up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I thought about it, but then it's a kind of a double-edged sword, because if I do what I wanted, kind of thought about doing, and throwing this and opening up this whole section of the map, it's like yeah, now I have all this space, but then it's like, man, now I got all this space, you know, like that means I have to fill it. I think I'm gonna keep, see, not too difficult. Um, gonna trust that I'm not actually I'm purposely. This is gonna annoy me, because if I build this here, if I build this here right over that, that's gonna drop the wood right in there, and I do not like having. Yeah, this it forces you to think, and especially at the beginning. Like right now, I have an abundance of material, but that's only happened in the last few seasons, the last few hundred cycles. Because I kept sending these guys out. Once I built this, it was kind of a game changer, because I used to have petroleum rockets, um, and these are a lot faster than the petroleum rockets, so I could send them out wherever I want, you know, and they do a pretty stand-up job mining everything. Um, but before that, your resource management has to be on point, otherwise you're dying. And I got close a few times. I usually, like, at the beginning of my games, I really try hard to get the hatches, like of every single game, whether I win or lose on this. I always try to get the carnivore, locavore, and super sustainable, and now it just was not possible on this map for me. You know, I might do another run, but the thing that made it difficult, the most difficult, was number one, this was a water geyser, so it's busting out 95-degree water, and dealing that in the early game is not easy at all. It was very, very difficult to deal with that, because then, you know, you heat things up and your plants die and whatever. So I think I didn't even use this until I got the steam generator, so that I could use an aqua tuner, because I had steel long before I had um, the aqua tuner or the steam generator. So yeah, and then taming this sucker was a pain, and then trying not to use too much ore because of how limited it is. Um, you know, it's definitely a balancing act. It's difficult. Look, this guy's just stuck there. He's been stuck there since I gave him a suit. The only difference is he went to sleep and now he's stuck here. So I'm just gonna reload it, and that should fix it. Luckily, my computer's pretty quick. There he goes. He's not stuck anymore. He's back to work. Oh no. Bet you didn't know you could do that. 36 kilos. Ooh, I need to find another 60 kilos of this. This one's pretty good. Oh, look at that. This one's good. I could just throw a... Yeah, I'm actually... I don't need a heater. Radbolt gen amount. That is 366. It usually floats between 350, 355. This is the highest it's been. But that's for all 4 of them. I did the vacuum plant, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. I did that cooling plant. Oh, wrong. That's gonna annoy me. But I did that, and gonna slow him down just a little bit, but I'm tired of messing with the water stuff. I'm thinking about dropping this guy over. Weezwort. Ha! I remembered it right before I saw it. I did this, but it was only pulling like 133. Yeah, I've done that by, you know, it's I did that by compacting all my depleted uranium and solid nuclear waste into 2 tiles, and it worked really well. But I didn't want to. There's not a. I don't have a lot of production of the nuclear waste. How are you doing it? Same way. Bottom tile is mesh, so it drips. I don't understand. I don't understand how you were doing that. Like when nuclear waste drips out of the pump or something. Giant Bug's gen design is different. The hatch inside a petroleum built. Clear waste if any falls down. Oh man, that actually sounds really smart. So you fill this petroleum, some type of fuel, and that forces them to move to the submerged. And I do wonder, 5,400 rats per cycle, and I don't think it would be. I'd like to see that. That's fascinating. It's going up. I thought I was kind of maxed out. Oh, it's full. Why I oughta. Sure. You can paste your link. For now. They're not really that imperative. Only reason I even have them is because I wanted to. So they're right on the tile. That's a pretty sick setup, dude. Screenshotting that. That's an awesome setup. You still have access to them, so you're just dropping the exit. Oh no, they're right there. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's an awesome setup. I'm gonna have to try that one of these days. Yeah, I can only do one. This does work pretty good because, I mean, if you look at it this way, this is producing 5,000 rads per cycle, 5340, and over here we're only going from 5340 to 3700, which is 1500, but at the same time, because of the way that it's designed, I have 4 rad bolt generators that are taking in radiation from the shine bugs. And so, you know, this would have to be 4x amount. And if I were to build, now yours is a lot more compact, which would be better for this map specifically, but, you know, this is kind of a dead space area anyway. I didn't have anything going on here. I am spending a lot of power, but power is unlimited for me. Because I have this contraption here that I built out of rockets, and this takes in a lot of, this map has actually a lot of lumen, a lot of lux, so I get a lot of power from that. And on top of that, I have my petroleum generators, which I can't use fast enough to take the heat out from here. Yeah, it's a lot of lux for sure. And the way I set this up, if you look, even the bottom one's taking in about what the top one would take in on a regular map, you know, at max lux. Because this gets to what, 80,000 lux. So this whole thing is producing something, you know. For 200 glass, I can produce another, you know, 5. Yeah, lux is, glass is not an issue. I mean, I still have 12 tons and I haven't touched glass and since I built this pretty much. And I did the same thing here. And this was overkill even. This is complete overkill. I don't need this. I have this so I can get my suits straight into, so this drops off my suits here from my other map, and then I send it into the port loader in case my dupe gets stuck here. He doesn't have to run out without a suit. It is, yeah, that's definitely true. It's hefty, but it works. I love using this power bank because it gives you a really nice buffer, because each one is 100 kilojoules. But yeah, my power is unlimited, so I don't mind using power for that. Plus, I don't have space for 4 of these. I mean, I could probably configure it, but I kind of want to try and get more animals. I want to try and get a sleep meat farm if I ever get one in the deal here. I've already farmed the slicksters. And I'm pretty sure. Oh, I did. No, I never tamed it. Huh. I could probably tame it. The fit? Yeah, these batteries, they're very, very useful. They don't interact with any environment. I don't even know how these ones are so cold. This one specific. Why is that cold? Because they shouldn't interact with anything. Even I've even built it inside of Steam Room and there was no interaction. Steam. Exactly. I mean, and the fact that they don't break when you remove the rocket platform just absolutely tells me that the devs don't care. Because, like, technically speaking, if they didn't like you doing this kind of stuff, they could just make it so, like, it stops working as soon as you remove the platform. Oh, that's why I'm okay with using, because I don't really like juking things, you know? This is the only thing I've juked on this map, and that's because I got tired of the slow of waiting for this to build up. But yeah, that's like, I don't like I don't know what it's called, using the game against itself, you know, like flaws in the game. But like the thing is if they really didn't want us to be able to use a filter like this, I mean, this is my filter right here. If they didn't want us to, they could literally just force these to pick up and force the packet into the pipe, kind of like a T-split, you know? Like, they could absolutely do that, and they choose not to, so that tells me that they want you to be more creative with the way you use the mechanics of the game, you know? And the infinite storage system, they have messed with that a bit. How do I store food? Oh, I just have a deep freezer. Yeah, so over here, I know my power situation is a disaster. Like, look at that. This is insane the way that I set it up. But I gotta redo it. I just haven't thought of a way like to do an actual like legit power spine because I have so much. I tried. This was an attempt, but then I'm using up so much power that I had to add a ton more transformers. What can you do? So my food is all here, and it just uses just the thermoregulator to cool it down. That seems to be enough. I do have my um, radiant gas pipe going through, but at that point, I by the time that I set this up, I had insulite, so I put an insulite pipe in here so that it wouldn't mess with the food, so that the hydrogen doesn't struggle with keeping that nice and cool. And I just threw in enough chlorine so that any rotten food that finds its way in there doesn't off gas. That was a pain in the. That was harder to deal with than fixing this thing because I had to create my rust deoxidizer over here, build a pump here to make sure that I didn't get chlorine in the rest of my base, and then um, throw it all into that 2 block high because this was uh, yeah, I think the thermal that the thermal thermometer is not necessary there. The reason is because you could set the thermal. I don't see any other way that you're regulating the thermal. You could just regulate it with the thermal sensor on the pipe. You know? Because this is setting, I set this to the minus 20, and when it regulates itself, it just stays right at minus 20. So anything else is kind of really unnecessary. I have a hodgepodge stuff. Gaming Mac. Yeah. Note the difference is you have a section under the floor that you can use to grab that. And on my volcano, I got nothing. It's right on the floor. There's no space underneath. Can't build anything underneath. It's actually quite frustrating. That's the way they made it. Can't do anything about it. I mean, I could go in here with the and destroy this, but that leaves me. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal because I could put a thermium aqua tuner in here. But That means that I have to play this a lot longer. Yeah. No, it's not a bad idea. I just can't use it here. Um, yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't get 100% out of this. If I create a pool of molten lead. I think I know what you're talking about. So I could create a pool of molten lead. And then when it... Well, I think if I pull this back enough, the window tile, as soon as it touches it, it'll... No, I don't know. I'm not sure if that'll work. This being on the floor. Because what I'm thinking is, say I have a pool of it on the floor. Does the magma sit on top? I don't know which. I'm pretty sure lead is thinner than magma. Let's see. Why don't we? Alright, let's take that. Alright, we're gonna test it out. I'm gonna put it right here. The magma won't sit on it? Let me try. I mean, I have plenty of... There's nothing wrong with trying. I have way too much lead to care about wasting it in any way, shape, or form. So you think I should put a pool just here on the bottom? Minutes I would need. I don't know how much. Oh, that's a fail. I don't care. Fudge. I haven't really done anything productive. Scroll back. Plus, as long as it doesn't actually, as long as it doesn't actually like gasify the lead, which might not even be a problem even if. Stop it right now. Here again. I actually want to see if it's about to erupt anyway. I'm gonna send over 20 tons of it's probably overkill, but who cares? I have like 300 tons. Wait, where's it at? It's like I'm trying to get rid of it. I think I've gotten rid of 30 tons over 1,000 cycles plus, just using it on the power control station. I just don't know if it's heavier than magma, or will it sit on top, you know? I guess that's what I'm wondering. I know for a fact that my next rocket is gonna I look how hot it gets. It's not even hot. Like this sucker gets like 2,800 degrees. Especially when it does this. And then another one comes in right after it. Oh, that's brine. Could have sworn the molten rocket was coming next. Alright, let's see what you got. Gizmo is getting irradiated. No. Why? Why is your suit soiled? What is wrong with you? Popped eardrum. What is happening with you? Okay, got it from here. Yeah, every time this rocket comes in, it just dumps. You know what? Well, I don't have any other way. Have to cool this. Kind of have to force it. Better. Diamond is only 80. Niobium is 50. Ternium. That's Gunk. Because he gunked it all up. Gunktastic, bro. Gunktastic. Let's explore and see what happens. Why are you so sick? Where are you getting the major radiation sickness? Were you like chilling right here or something? No one else is sick. Not sick. No one else has radiation sickness. Just Gizmo. Alright. That's okay. Look at you. Watch it like just evaporate. Okay, so it sits right on top of it. I mean, I do get a lot of it this way. That's probably never gonna go away. I don't know if I like that. See how it plays out. I do like that it sits on top. Because if the magma pushed it up, we'd be in trouble. Oh yeah, we can. The magma pushed it up, we'd be in trouble because it could push it up into my sweeper. So I'm not really concerned about that. We'll see how this turns out. You saw I got a ton of it though. I could even sweep this over. And it's gonna throw it right there. Oh, fire sale. My wife's creeping out on me on the ring camera because my phone was off. I'm gonna talk to her for a minute. Back on. Yeah, I have 7.5 tons of uranium, and that's just what I've accumulated through the meteor showers because I don't have it any other way. I mean, I could start sending rockets to here, get uranium, but I don't really feel like it. I might do that because I need some sulfur. I might need some sulfur in the future to tame this guy. Oh, he is tame. Whatever. Why do you ask? Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Oh, I'm not afraid it's gonna evaporate. I've never seen, unless it's tuned, I've never seen a volcano go higher than rated effect. So this is 726. Molten lead evaporates at 1749. And as soon as it touches this igneous rock, temperature jumps, especially because of the temp shift. So I'm not worried about it evaporating. It's close, but I don't think it will. Well, I got 100% of the issue I had before was that this sucker would turn all this into magma, right? It would turn all this into magma, and then it would stifle itself on the second explosion, the second eruption, which I didn't like. But we'll see how this works, because this is going to, I guess, spread it out a little bit, just in this section, because even with the temp shift plates, it's not going to transfer anything without a environment. So like if I put some igneous rock right there, with the magma there, it's not going to do anything, because I've dropped lead in here before. Because I had something made out of lead up here, and it fell in there, and it didn't flash or nothing. It didn't go up at all, even though it's like right next to the igneous rock tile. But we'll see how it goes. I'll see on the next eruption, and if it keeps it like this, then technically that's getting 100% of it, because this fella's still sucking out the heat, you know. I turned on, so I had this funny issue where, yeah, well, it's not going to accumulate in a pile unless I make this sweep only, but then I'd have to block it from that. Then this would have to be manually put in there, unless I put one here, that, then that would have access here, so this can fill that up. Do that. I just want this to stay cool, just in case something happens and it drops something on here. Oh, that's not gonna work. What am I doing? That's not gonna work because this guy's gonna keep going. Oh, whatever. How would I have to make that? This guy low. Put this guy higher. Because what's gonna happen? Yeah, this is fine. Now, I was thinking I could somehow have. I was thinking that somehow I could have these pick these up automatically. Throw them in here. Oh, I could. If I put this here, it's outside of the reach of this guy. This guy has access to it. I don't need access there anymore. I don't know. Knock it over. What's through the conveyor line? I don't have anything going. I learned that lesson the hard way. Melted my tile. I had it going through here. That's funny. Hey, what the hell? That's dangerous. How long have you been playing this game? $5,000? That's a lot. You got me beat. I'm like 2,100. But I watched a lot of YouTube, so I picked up a lot of ideas from YouTube. Echo Ridge Gaming specifically. My guy's still puking everywhere. Gunk anywhere. Space Engineers? I've never played that game. Is it similar to this? Let's not do that. What? Come on. Really? Like it better than Oxygen Not Included? I love this game. This is a great game. Figure something out. Want it to go faster. I'll have to look it up. I think I've heard of that game. Yeah, I've heard of this. It does look. But I get my space fix from ooh, that's, you know, they have a mod that lets you multiplayer on Oxygen Not Included. I do it with my son. It's interesting. You're pretty much all controlling the dupes. You guys, whatever you guys do is both. No, it's an interesting mod, but you better play it with someone that doesn't annoy you. Unless they're doing a, you know, like a stream where you're being annoyed on purpose. My son gets annoyed with me because, like, yeah, it is. And it doesn't work on Space now. Kind of a fun. Oh, barely. Oh, you're probably burrowed because of clothes on. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it's pretty buggy, multiplayer version, but I don't know. This last time we played together it hasn't had any issues. But it's not very complicated. It's on my computer, which is pretty good. I have a pretty good computer. I'm actually gonna upgrade it on Black Friday. Yeah, I'm not voiding it, I'm crushing it actually. I have a section that I'm voiding it here, but space exposure doesn't get rid of it fast enough. That's been open for probably for 1,000 cycles, if not more. And that was when I just had two, so I built this crusher, and I just crush it. Just use thermium for everything. Why not? I got more thermium and tungsten and niobium than I know what to do with. Yeah, I've thought about making a full-on ranch, but I'm really literally just gonna tame these guys and then for the achievement. Tame the hatch. That's a regular hatch. Oh, I'm never gonna get this. Unless I've never seen a gassy move come through the thing. Poke shell I could do. Slickster I'm about to do. Have a hatch. Tamed. Yeah, gassy boo's the only one that I can't do. I can't do that. Yeah, I know. But there's only two asteroids. This one this one. Everything else is nothing. There's no other asteroids. Because of that, I'm never gonna get a gassy moon, meaning I'm never gonna get plastium because I haven't seen any of these asteroids with Brackwax, which is a bummer. I was actually pretty bummed out when I found that out because I wanted to get all the endgame material, but yeah, I couldn't find anything with Brackwax or anything like it. Nice thing is that they do have the temporal tear, which I could send a dupe through there any time because that's what this rocket is for. I didn't know this before, but you can have the robo module. This is my other space module. Oh, yeah, this is my space module that I use to explore the entire star map, and I threw a robo module on there, and I sent it into space to store it there. Kind of nice you could do that. That. What do you think of my Pacu farm? It's 96 tiles, so it could support 11 or 8. However, I'm only doing one because my food is limited. Although I think I feel comfortable now starting to put it. That's a good idea. Bro. critter condo in here. Cars. I'll just wait. I had condos in here too, except this one. Cheap ranches. But I don't know how that happened. What else do you think I should do on this map? Because I feel like, except for like optimizing, I don't think there's a whole lot of other things. How are we gonna make this fellow work? I've been working on this fella for quite a bit. I mean, we're at 1,600 cycles now. I have to get off soon. What to do? No, I can't do that. That would be a terrible idea. I don't know why I put the bridge there. All right, man. Hey, thanks for coming by, dude. Please subscribe, like the video, and come back another time, man. It was fun hanging out with you, for sure. Take it easy, dude. Peace out. True test. It's gonna be right here. I shouldn't be getting any more carbon dioxide in here. What's up, boo boo? What's up, Preston? How you doing, man? Just chilling, man. Playing Oxygen Not Included. Game's awesome. About it. 9 of those. A lot of them. I don't know. Whatever. I don't really need to go crazy with that too. Well, that's a disaster. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. This is definitely gonna blow. Yeah, whatever. I'll fix it. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, dude. That's awesome. Running errands could be fun sometimes. For a while. Yeah, I know. I'm actually about to get off here soon. In the next 20 minutes. I gotta work at 3. Luckily, I work at home, but still, I can't stream at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard. So that's what yeah, I was on last night playing some Diablo, and I only played for an hour. And then I was sitting here and I was thinking, I was like, you know, there's a lot of people that might really enjoy Oxygen Not Included, and I'm kind of on a non-standard map because it's usually how the game looks. But I figured someone might join and see what it's about. I did get a couple of viewers over the hours. Kind of cool. What have you been up to? How's your stream going? You're streaming. favor, bro. Appreciate you. Big time. I haven't played Minecraft, bro, in like 2 months, easy. Ever since my son got grounded from playing, and then when he got ungrounded, he started playing Fortnite. And I'm just not a big fan of Fortnite. When I play with him, I definitely don't stream because I get tilted. But he's getting pretty good at it. The annoying thing is that like he gets kind of like bots, you know, like he's not a bot, but he plays with a lot of bots, and it's annoying because when I play with him, we get a bunch of sweats playing with us, and it's really irritating. Yeah, that's I've been like that with Call of Duty and not so much Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty is I've been playing it since the 2019 version. Before that, I was kind of playing Battlefield off and on. Yeah, Minecraft is kind of hit or miss for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy it, but I don't like sit there and be like, "Ooh, I really want to play it now." Although it's been a couple of months since I've played it, so I do want to get it. Yeah, Battlefield 4 was the GOAT, dude. Sure. Because it was such a good game. And then after that, it just went downhill, dude. Battlefield 5 was garbage. Battlefield 1 was garbage. And all the versions up until this latest one, Battlefield 6, is actually good. But I just haven't. I'm kind of tired of the FPS genre in general, so I've been playing things like this and Diablo. Even Minecraft is a little too close to FPS to want to play it. I like having time to think and relaxing. Playing FPS is not relaxing. Playing Minecraft is relaxing. I gotta admit that. I really enjoy playing Minecraft. That's the one game I could see myself playing for a long time. Yeah, I've been thinking about what kind of streamer I want to be. You know, like, you're obviously a Minecraft streamer. And then there's those guys that just stream FPSs. They change up their FPS game like once every 4 years. They're Call of Duty streamers, and then, you know, like Nick Mercs he's just the FPS streams whatever FPS game. You don't really see him playing Minecraft or Oxygen Not Included. But I don't know. I don't want to be stuck to a single game. There's this guy I watch for this game called Echo Ridge Gaming, Oxygen Not Included. And while he makes very high quality content in this game, I think he's one of the best. I think Echo Ridge is one of the best Oxygen Not Included streamers, if not the best. In my opinion, I like it more than the others, even though there are others that are better than him at the game. They do all sorts of crazy stuff. I still think he's a better streamer, slash better content creator in general. But I feel like he's become the Oxygen Not Included guy. you know. And so when he plays, I kind of feel like he's not really interested in the game anymore. And he's doing it more for, you know, the views than for himself, which, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, making content for your audience. That's the whole point of the game. But to me, it just doesn't seem like I really want to I don't really want to be tethered to that because I get bored of games kind of quick, and I gotta change it up, you know. But I don't know. Rambling. 10 more minutes before I gotta take off. Yeah, that's definitely a good place to be. Very happy. Like, genuinely. I think it's awesome. For me, I've been thinking about it, and what do I want to be? I want to kind of be like a hangout spot. You know, people come hang out. Not really come here for the content, so to speak, but more like chill and relax and, you know. I don't know how I'm going to make that happen, but I've been thinking about what I want to be. And the thing that sticks out to me most is to be able to turn on the camera and hang out with people, you know, especially because I kind of have a hard time hanging out with people outside of real life, IRL, because my noise, sound sensitivity stuff gets difficult to be around people because, you know, it's not fun to tell people all the time that, hey, can you talk quieter? And then not just that, but then not being able to deal with the noise is kind of annoying too. You know, so this is kind of a cool way to be able to have the best make new friends, hang out with strangers, give some life lessons to the youngins, and you know, find a way to build more of a community than, you know, a gaming brand, I guess. Kind of what I'm thinking. Do you think there's a place for it, you know? I mean, it was a lot worse during COVID, but people are lonely, man. And having a place to hang out, I think that means a lot to people. That's what I want to build. That's my niche, so to speak. But is it going to happen? I don't know. I'm just going to turn on the camera and stream whatever I feel like playing, and maybe I'll do an IRL stream one day when I have enough viewers, you know, where I just sit and chat, hang out and talk to people. Right now, it's just kind of come as they go, you know. I don't really know what else to do with this map. I'm trying to like automate everything so that I don't need to interact with it at all. I'm just not sure if that's possible. cooling down. That's good. I was concerned that it might cause some issues with this farm. What do you think about my idea? Do you like it? Think it's a good idea? I mean, I definitely think it's feasible. I don't know if I have the personality to be able to pull it off, but who knows, maybe. I mean, I got people in my family that think I'm like the greatest to hang out with. My oldest brother, Ben, he, bro, like, I mean, for the longest time, I didn't even think he liked me. Then we moved to San Antonio, where my brother lives, a long time ago, back in 2020. And we started hanging out. We got along really well. Like, we got really close, you know. And then he tells me, he's like, bro, I think you have the personality to start streaming, dude. You're funny and all that stuff. Which I'm not really like super boisterous and funny right now because of my headaches and stuff. Which I'm hoping that kind of goes away in the future, but I'm not counting on it anymore. But coming from him, who my brother's like, he's almost 50. And he's telling me I should stream. He's not like a guy that watches streams or anything like that, but he thinks that I could pull it off. You know, my son obviously wants a streamer dad, so he thinks that I'm the greatest. But my son is blinded by love, like my wife is. Let's be real. My dad can do no wrong, I think that's what he thinks. I try to steer him away from that because it's absolutely erroneous. Patient, see it for sure, bro. Like, you know what's funny is, like, I was in the Marines. Patience was not my middle name when I was in the Marines. I was a sergeant too. Those guys are not someone you really trifle with. And I definitely acted like it. I don't know if you know anything about the military, but man, those military guys, like, they gotta stick up their bums. It took me a long time to take that stick out. Now my saying is, not as lean, not as mean, but still a Marine. That's a learned skill, because I'm an introvert too, but I had several jobs that you cannot be an introvert and succeed at those jobs. So, like the whole respiratory thing. So, you know, I was a respiratory therapist for a long time, and it's one thing to work on a patient. You know, when you're working as a general RT, you're working on a lot of older people, and it's kind of, you can get away with kind of doing your treatments and then taking off, you know, and not really interacting with the patient, you know, and keeping that minimal. So, like, you know, you introduce yourself and then you say, I'm here to do this, and then you do that and then take off. Bro, like, I worked with babies. You can't do that with the babies because their parents are going to get highly offended if you don't talk to them and tell them what you're doing, you know? Well, I didn't like that he was in here and did this and that and that, and he didn't explain anything to me, and I've had a lot of complaints, not against me, but I've had a lot of parents complain about people that did that to their children. They come in, they're perfectly fine therapists. They do a great job, but they don't communicate that with the parents. The parents get really angry, and I'm a pretty approachable guy, so they talk to me about it, you know, and it kind of made me realize that you really have to know how to communicate in that job. And I learned because I put myself in their shoes, and if I had a baby in the NICU for 2, 3 months, very long time, babies, you want someone that makes you feel at ease. So I learned how to do that through my job. Um, a lot of jobs require it, and if you don't know how to communicate, you better learn or find a job that doesn't require communication. Because like even jobs you would think you got to be a programmer, you think you're just chilling in your office or your house or your basement programming and coding. Like, you got to communicate. Unless you're a solo man working on your programming stuff, you're gonna have to do it. Streaming, you want to collab with someone, you better know how to communicate, because at some point you're gonna have to communicate with people, and it's vital to your livelihood. So, and it's not hard. I mean, I guess it is hard, but it's not complicated, I should say. Exactly. You're gonna be like, we actually had this similar experience. My friend went to we went to Home Depot, and we were asking a particular question about, we need this type of wood for trim, you know, and we encountered 4 people that were like, I don't know. They had no clue. And that was the first thing they said. And he's like, boy, you guys sure don't know anything around here. We were getting frustrated. And he was just like, snapped at him about it. I mean, he wasn't like yelling at them or anything, but he just blurted it out. Like, you guys sure don't know a lot, you know? And the guy that he was talking to got offended. It was kind of funny, but anyways, that's the point. It's like, they didn't communicate properly, like, let me find that out for you, instead of, I don't know. Like, in a professional setting, I don't know should not be in your vocabulary. But yeah, I'm not talking about you specifically. It is exhausting, especially as an introvert, being out there putting on a fake face. That's why, bro, I'll be on a stream and I'm gonna look like I want to murder somebody because I feel like garbage, but I want to stream. Because it makes me feel like I did something. But I'm not gonna sit there and be like, hey guys, Tabir is here. Let's have a fun stream tonight. Unless I'm in the mood to do that. And that's just I don't want to be fake, because it's exhausting to be fake. And in my job, I was fake. I mean, I'll be in a bad mood, but the parents are gonna know that, and that's what I mean by being fake. Is like, not necessarily a bad position where you're putting on a face, but that's being fake, is putting on a face for other people. And sometimes it's called for, sometimes it's not called for. In a personal setting, you should not be fake with people around you. But streaming and the jobs, that's absolutely a necessity. But anyways, it's all whatever. I just want to be me and stream, and if I build a community with that, that's cool. I'll be happy about that. And if I don't build a community about that, around that, then at least I say I tried. People are exhausting sometimes. We've all met those people. I try, man. I know I got some things down in my life that I learned the hard way. Sharing it with people so they don't learn the hard way is kind of my goals in life. Yeah. My wife thinks I should start like a getaway or retreat for like teenage boys that don't have a father figure. Kind of like a ranch type deal. So that the kids can, have a father figure in their life. Which I've been that to other kids. My nephew is one of them. He's a good kid. I think. Had a couple of short sticks drawn in life, not his fault, but kind of he has to deal with. The thing I love about this game is it can be very simple or extremely complicated. Like, I don't need to have liquid hydrogen here or liquid oxygen, but juice do, because it makes your life a little easier once you get it. I really don't know what else to do on this map. Oh, I gotta go, man. Thanks for stopping by, Preston. I'm gonna head over to your channel, watch it. I swear to you, one day, if I have viewers, I'm gonna raid your channel with my viewers. Later, man. Take it easy.